How's it hanging, fellas? I'm OrosZ and this is another episode of Half-Life Opposing Force, and in today's episode we are stuck in this fucking... the fuck is it? Trash compactor straight out of episode fucking 4. 4? Yeah, it was 4. Episode 4, Star Wars. Speaking of Star Wars, I went on this fucking rant last episode about Star Wars. And how I hate the sequels. Specifically 8 and 9. I don't really hate 7. I don't know why the fuck I'm going back to that subject. From what I remember, I actually had to cut out a big portion right here, right now, because when I paused the game, because I actually had to go and help something. I don't remember what it was, because this is from a while ago. Speaking of footage from a while ago, the next Let's Play after this one, if I recall correctly, was supposed to be Shovel Knight. And this is weird. Should I call the Let's Play Shovel Knight Shovel of Hope? That kind of sounds stupid, Shovel Knight Shovel of Hope. Because the original game was just Shovel Knight, but when they released it as the Treasure Trove along with all the DLCs to it, then they renamed the base game into Shovel of Hope. There's this motherfucker, by the way, that fucking hawk sound for some fucking reason making motherfucking Lobster. Pretty much the whole episode fight this motherfucker, because I honestly had a hard time fucking figuring out what the fuck to do. I kinda wish people would have boss fights where all you have to do is just shoot the fuck out of them. And if you're like low on ammo, fucking tough luck, motherfucker, you're low on ammo, what can you do? But with this guy you have to solve a puzzle while avoiding him, and also not blow yourself up like I just did. You may have noticed how, G-Man's the one who trapped me inside the fucking trash compactor. Ah, fuck, and... You know, with E3 a lot of people were, this year, some people, not a lot of people I would say, some people were hoping for some kind of Rayman announcement, right? And where I'm going with this is that I actually been playing Rayman 1 recently. Yesterday specifically I've been playing Rayman 1. And you know what, that game looks beautiful. And it sounds beautiful. Actually, the problem with the sound is because I've been playing on PC and I've been playing the GOG version. But that version has some weird sound issue where like the music is all wrong and it doesn't loop for some reason. So what I had to do is actually get the proper sound file and replace the ones in the game with the other ones, so the music's accurate, because like different music would play in the wrong levels. It was kind of weird. That's the first issue I have with the game. Second issue is for some reason if I alt-tab out of the game and then I alt-tab back into it, it doesn't go into full screen anymore. It just simply stays in like a little window in the corner of the fucking screen. So anytime I want to play on full screen, I cannot fucking alt-tab out of the game. Yeah, shooting it with everything you got doesn't do anything, even though he does make animation as if he's getting hurt. And another problem I had with the game was that I'm playing with a controller, and for some reason, even though I have all the buttons assigned, none of the buttons, even on the keyboard or the controller, are assigned to the pause button. So when I play the game, I cannot pause it. And what happened to me once, I left the game on, and I left and I just simply, and the game paused itself without standing still for a long time. And after a while, I came back and the game was paused and I wanted to unpause it, but I couldn't because none of the buttons I have are assigned to pause. So that fucking sucks. Yeah, so I guess, you know what, honestly, deep down I fucking knew that the solution to this puzzle wasn't just to shoot the fuck out of this thing with everything you got. But I decided to check it out anyway, because I thought maybe, just maybe, if I like land the last fucking shot with my gun, with my little pistol, maybe that would be enough to kill it, and I wouldn't have to fucking solve any dumbass puzzles, running around it as if I'm fucking... Like this motherfucker is invincible, except for this one thing that he happens to be standing underneath. Like really, do you think shooting, like the final boss of this DLC, for example. I also thought maybe what you can do is just shoot the fuck out of it. But no, you gotta shoot it with a specific mounted turret. It won't work if you shoot it with just your normal guns. No, I gotta be a mounted turret, man. Why? I don't fucking know, but that's what it gotta be. So now, no, I've wasted all this fucking ammunition. Should have reloaded or something. But who the fuck cares? We're in episode what? Episode, I can't really see because it doesn't show me. The title of the game is too big and the episode number got cut out. I think we're on episode 9. Rise of Skywalker. Honestly, I fucking hated it more than episode 1. Episode 1, at least I liked some parts of it. This I didn't even fucking like parts of it. I just hated... The parts I hated I hated them way more than the ones I kinda liked. You know what? Episode 9 had parts I didn't mind it. Not parts I fucking liked. Episode 1, pod racing, fucking Darth Maul fight. Only 2 really, but that's okay, I guess. Gearbox and Valve. Actually, there's a quest in Borderlands 2, which also has... I think this DLC is also made by Gearbox, just like the first one. It is, because it was Randy Pitchford at the beginning. And the whole original Gearbox team. Yeah, so it is made by Gearbox and published by Valve, so that was a cool little reference. And Borderlands 2 has a reference like that too, when you have to find a Gearbox and then push a valve. There's a quest like that. I remember when I first played that and I was like, oh, that's a funny, I guess, Steam reference, you know? Because it's like the game's on Steam, so I guess that's what it's referencing. But I didn't know at the time that there was more history to it than, you know, Gearbox started off as this group of people that were making Half-Life mods. And that's what evolved into Borderlands. It'd be kinda cool if it was like... You know how, like, for example, TF2 evolved from a Quake mod that was later adapted into a Half-Life mod called Team Fortress Classic, right now it's known as, right? I honestly never played Team Fortress Classic, even though I played the fuck out of Team Fortress 2. But it would have been kind of interesting if, for example, Borderlands originated as like a Half-Life mod, so that you would have a Half-Life game with just randomly generated guns. That'd be interesting. Was I talking about? Oh yeah, Rayman 1. So I'm playing the PC version, which I kind of haven't played on PC in a while, and I kind of forget. Each time I forget just that every time I try to play something on PC, it always just ends up being more fucking trouble than it's worth. You know, it always ends up like the first time I sit down and just like, oh, I'm gonna sit down and play some Rayman. And then it turns out for like fucking couple of hours I have to get everything working. This is why I fucking hate playing on PC. Every fucking time it's always some fucking different problem and issue. Also, you know what? The problem with this place I had is that the checkpoint I got, that I didn't bother to save afterwards, was really a long time ago. So when I die I probably have to like restart from the beginning of the episode or something. And also the fact that I wasted all my ammo. And another thing is I just had no idea what the fuck to do. You had to activate like two different... You had to activate the gearbox and the valve. Except I didn't know how to activate one without deactivating the other or something like that. I think what I did by accident is like I activated one thing and then I accidentally deactivated it again. And then I activated the other thing and I thought activating that other thing deactivated that thing that I did myself, but I didn't realize I did that myself. So, I don't know really, I guess you'll fucking see. So, what I... Jeez, poor fucking Lobster just fucked him up. Why is this Lobster sitting in this fucking place? Oh Jesus fucking Christ. Shot a laser at me. Just this hawk sound making Lobster sitting inside of a fucking room where he doesn't have access to any other part of this facility, so he like grew up inside of this fucking room, and now he's just stuck here. It's kind of a sad existence, isn't it? See, there's a valve there that I didn't pull all the way because I'm a fucking idiot, and I didn't realize that you have to fucking sit there and kind of wait for it to be pulled instead of just like pulling it a little bit and then running the fuck away from the lobster motherfucker. Yeah, so I got to the Space Mama boss fight last time, yesterday when I was playing the game. And you know what, my plan was that, alright, I'm gonna confess, I cheated in that playthrough multiple fucking times just to give myself 99 lives, because if I had to go through that fucking game without losing lives, I think I'd lose my fucking life, okay? So I decided not to fucking torture myself this way, and I'm just gonna cheat my fucking way through the game by using lives. And another thing, besides me, even though I was cheating through the whole playthrough, and I was keep giving myself life whenever I needed, the game is still ludicrously fucking hard. And if you know anything about Rayman 1's difficulty, then you know that Space Mama in particular is extremely fucking difficult to play, to beat. Especially for someone who never got to that part, because as a kid I played Rayman 1, and the only part I got to, and now that I gotten further in the game, I realized that as a kid when I played the game on PS1, which also I thought I'd probably be easier if I just emulated the game on a PS1 emulator and recorded that instead, but I was like, nah, fuck it, I'm gonna play the... Because I figured the Rayman Forever version might like look a little better, or something like that. See, Rayman is another example of a 32-bit game, such as Symphony of the Night. Like a 2D platformer 32-bit game, you know? It's kind of interesting. Nobody ever brings up 32 bits. It's always like 8, 16, and 64. The PlayStation was the only one that actually done 32 pretty well. Jaguar was also a fucking console, but this is where I have my save file. Ah, shit. Jaguar was also a 32-bit console, even though it advertised itself as a 64-bit console. It pretty much was a 32-bit console, but that was sucked. Actually, Rayman did originally was made for Jaguar, but they also made a PS1 version on the side, kind of, like in case the Jaguar version doesn't work out. And if you want to know which version is superior, just look up like a comparison of the music in each version. You'll immediately know that, oh, the PS1 version is superior. So that was like a kick in the nuts for Jaguar. Like its own fucking 2D platformer mascot. Jaguar's mascot, Rayman. But it ended up just fucking being more like a PlayStation mascot, actually. One at least. Well, Crash Bandicoot was also a... Ah, jeez, I feel sick. Yeah, so my plan was that I recorded Rayman 3 because I love Rayman 3. I honestly... What the fuck happened? I died from nothing. I saw that. I'm not hallucinating. Oh my fucking god. I'm dying for no fucking reason. I think what happened is that trash compactor part that's supposed to squash all the boxes that deals damage, it somehow dealt damage through the fucking floor and killed me. What the fuck? Yeah, and I honestly didn't want it to go through Rayman 1 because I knew a couple of things going in. I mean, beforehand. I knew the game is ridiculously hard. And I also knew that at the end of the game, it tells you that you cannot fucking go to the final boss fight unless you've 100% the game. My plan is, when I get to the final boss fight, I'm just gonna cheat. I'm just gonna download like a fucking save file that has 100% on it. I don't give a fuck. See, it dealt fucking damage to me. Oh, this is fucking bullshit. Oh my god, really? This game sucks. No, I gotta say, I like this DLC more than Blue Shift. Mainly because Blue Shift... Like, it didn't give you any new weapons like this DLC does. It pretty much gave you less weapons than the base game. I didn't thought it was that interesting. Like, it didn't expand into the story too much, except now you know that Barney was involved in the whole fucking thing. Even though beforehand I thought Barney was the first security guard you run into in the base game, so I guess that wasn't him, because he was in a completely different part of the facility. But then how the fuck did Barney promise go to that beer that he mentions in Half-Life 2? I don't really get it. My eyes. That's another reason why I don't understand how is it Half-Life 1 takes place in like Nevada, Half-Life 2 takes place in like fucking Eastern Europe, and everybody from Half-Life 1 is already there. It's like what they all decided to together go to Eastern Europe. What the fuck? Pump gearbox axis. Yeah, and another thing. When I played Rayman 1 as a kid on my PS1, also the GOG version doesn't have the intro, so I'll have to put that in myself. So that's another reason why it's not that great. I think you're better off just fucking emulating the game on PS1 emulator or something. Also, this part, I completely didn't notice there's anything here. It's so fucking barely visible, it's ridiculous. Fucking strafing. Yeah, and as a kid, I remember getting to, oh look, gears. Gearbox. That's funny. And oh shit, I remember getting to the part with the mosquito boss fight, and I couldn't really get past the level afterwards where you have to fly a mosquito. I gotten through that level pretty easily this time around, and I gotta say, I don't think I even died once in the whole forest area. But in the area afterwards, the music area, honestly it's not as bad. It has some parts that are kinda tricky. But that's it, they're more tricky than hard and unfair. Then you get to the rock mountain area. Mountain area gets hard, okay, but I still think it's kind of relatively easy. And for example, if I had to go through the mountain area now, I probably would have an easier time knowing like all the where the fuck to go, because that game's not very linear, you know. You might be going to the right at some point, like any platformer, and then you all of a sudden have like a split where you don't know if you go down or up or to the right. Like up might lead to a fucking 1-up that you don't fucking need because of cheating. And down might lead to some other bullshit that's also not really important to me right now. Yeah, and fuck oh yeah, so basically I never gotten past that part as a kid, so I honestly gotten through like what, 2 fucking levels in that game? And that was it? I see Valve is not activated again, like what the fuck? What is with this fucking Valve? I don't get it. Some fucking finicky bullshit controls. Yeah, so basically, you know, it's a hard fucking game. Well, now it worked. I hope it did. It said vent. Oh my god. It said vent next to it. I'm saved up over here. Ah, it's such bullshit. Oh, I guess the reason I activated the trash compactor was to free up the space so I could like climb and down here. Why the fuck would the access to the gear system be hidden like this? At the bottom of a trash compactor. Without any actual non-gameplay way to get there. How the fuck is like anybody who works at Black Mesa prior to the incident was supposed to get the fuck down here? Fucking couldn't get down here. It's bullshit. Yeah. You know what else is bullshit? Space Mama. The levels leading up to her are really cool looking. They're something that like Rayman Origins didn't revisit, which I was kind of bummed out about. The like school accessories level, where it's like erasers, pencils, pens, school utensils level world. The final boss of it is like a like a lady who fucking wears a spacesuit, and I'm not fucking joking. It took me 3 fucking hours to beat her, of just like non-stop fucking trying it over and over again. It took me 3 fucking hours, and yeah, I hated it. Is he turning it off? Look, I activated the vent. Is that not enough? A lot of people say how ladders are really problematic in video games and hard to get them to work. What the fuck is with this valve? It still doesn't work. I don't get it. Yeah, but why don't they all just do ladders like Half-Life did? They did them great. I mean, I guess some franchises want to not break the immersion. Like, why are you climbing the ladder while also holding a shotgun? How are you climbing the ladder? With what, your feet? Just? Because realistically, I'm flying up the ladder. Why does this keep being turned off? I don't understand what the fuck is going on with it. Oh wait, because that turns on the vents. The valve is something completely different. The valve is that actual fucking valve next to him on the left. Alright, call me a dumbass. Whatever. I'm aware of that already. Yeah, so Rayman 1, I don't recommend playing Rayman 1, honestly. Play Rayman 1 and just like get through World 1, and that's it. Don't fucking play it any further than that. I gotta say, the fucking music, which accurately was pretty fucking awesome. And then the Rock Mountains music was also pretty fucking awesome. But then like the Utensils world wasn't really great. I guys heard that the new Mandalorian team, I didn't even know that Mandalorian had their own Lego sets, but I guess Lego always had Star Wars sets, so I'm not surprised. Honestly, I wanted to look up how much do like Lego sets of like these bigger spaceships, such as like Star Destroyers, cost, and they cost around like $1,000 fucking dollars, and I was like, oh well, fuck me. I ain't fucking buying these spaceships. Why the fuck are they so expensive? I know why, because there's probably high demand of fucking nerds such as myself to fucking put them on a shelf and deny little children the access to them. Because, oh, they don't know the name of the ship or who even flew it or what battles it took part in. They aren't deserving of having a Lego fucking ship. Yeah, but the thing I wanted to bring up is Slave One, Boba Fett's ship, that did appear in Mandalorian Season 2. Got its own Lego set, but I guess Lego didn't like the name Slave One. So they changed the name to Boba Fett's ship. Which sounds like as if they just didn't know the fucking name. Like, well, that's his ship, so it's Boba Fett's ship, right? That is Boba Fett's ship, I guess. They're not fucking wrong. I always thought the reason why Boba Fett's ship was called Slave One is because it kinda, when it flies in like a weird fucking way. And it kinda looks like someone tied up. Like it has arms on the side and it kinda looks like someone being crucified. So I thought that's the reason why it was called Slave One. Guess you gotta fucking ask Jango Fett. Why the fuck is it called Slave One? Honestly, I might look up myself why the fuck it's called Slave One. Not one as if he won something, one as in a number. In case that wasn't clear. Oh, motherfucker. Oh, I hate this fucking weather, man. It's fucking garbage. The allergies are fucking kicking in and killing me, man. Yeah, so basically this whole episode summarized. Lobsters, big lobster, and me being a dumbass trying to solve this fucking puzzle. Where you have to turn on 3 fucking things. Count with me. 1, 2, 3. 3 fucking things to turn on, and I had extreme fucking problems with that. Because I couldn't fucking figure out which is which. Look, I turn on the valve, I turn on the thing, I turn on the fucking gearbox. I turn on other fucking video game companies. And now we can blast them to hell and finish this episode. Speaking of gearbox, what are your guys' honest opinion on Randy Pitchford? A lot of people hate him. I don't like him necessarily, but I also don't hate him. Because I personally don't have any reason to hate him, even though there were some like allegations against him that he was like a pedophile. Because there was this one story how he went to like White Castle and he left like a pen drive there. And I don't know how like who looked through it, but apparently there was like underage pornography on it. It made me wonder, like, you seriously get like underage children porn on it? Or like, why the fuck would Randy be? I don't know, man. Why the fuck? Alex figured the reason for, I don't know, pedophilia to exist, right? And like a lot of people wonder, like, why the fuck do so many people want to fuck children? And there's so many like pedophile allegations going around everywhere recently. Everybody just being accused of it. Turns out it was right. I gotta turn this off or what? I don't know. And to me, it was always because it's kind of like, you know, you're not supposed to do that. So that kind of makes people wanna fucking do that. Oh, check it out. Now the bridge control works because underneath the bridge it's full of acid. So now, of course, it makes sense that the bridge would work. When you can fall off and fall into acid, yes. But when there wasn't acid, the bridge wouldn't fucking work. Actually, never mind. The reason the bridge wouldn't work was because there was a fucking lobster in the way. In the way. Foxtrot uniform. What? Foxtrot? Are we gonna dance? What the fuck? See you fellas in the next episode. Bye.